can hear you. Yep.
No, I can't hear you. Hang on. Go again.
Yep.
Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to CB Smith Reserve for this round 21 encounter between the Moreland Zebras and St Albans Saints. My name is Dominic Montesano, and joining me in the commentary box tonight, President of the Moreland Zebras, Mr. Joseph Sala. Joe, welcome to the show.
Hey Dom, great to be here. Looking forward to this tussle. Very important for Moreland Zebras to continue on their roll.
Definitely will be, Joe. So a win tonight for the Zebras, and they'll extend the gap between third place St Albans to 7 points. So definitely a very important game for the Moreland Zebras, coming off an unfortunate Doherty Cup loss on Tuesday night, Joe, where the boys presented and played sensational.
Yeah, unfortunate in the terms that we didn't win the game, but the effort provided, the spectacle itself was of high standard, and the boys are fairly proud of their effort, and we realised that we weren't far away from being in the Doherty Cup final for the first time since 1987.
Yes.
So hard luck by story can translate into something more positive tonight, as we have all to play for to continue our thrust. We sit 3 points clear at the moment. St Albans a few points behind that, so it's a case of putting some more space between us.
Definitely, Joe. As coin toss is taken, Zebras will have the ball for kickoff, and they will be kicking to the Essendon Jeep Mirabella end of the stadium. We'd like to thank our sponsors for 2019. Just as we're about to get things underway here in a chilly night. The rain's subsided a little bit now for the time being, Joe, so hopefully it stays away for most of the game tonight.
Indeed. The ground in good condition, really. A little bit of a breeze about, but not too much to trouble anybody as we kick off here.
As Fuller gets us started there to Watson. Pushes it out wide, finds Simioy. Simioy back in through the middle. Sadler with possession now for the Zebras. Back to Williams, who's sitting in the back there in the role today, is Sean Timmins, a late withdrawal from the starting lineup.
Cardamone slotted back into the left back procedure. The Zebras a little bit slow off the mark, not the intensity of last Tuesday's game, but a little time to come this time. Arnold goes wide.
Brilliant ball out wide. Fortunately couldn't get possession there was Barfarosh out wide, but still in possession of Zebras. Now it's Devitt. Devitt in the middle now to Guy. Put a little bit under pressure, still kept possession though. Quick switch across, and now Cardamone in a little bit of space in the middle of the park now for the Zebras. Looks forward, sees the runners of players, ignores them. Now finds Arnold Sue, tries to get a ball through, but it's cut off there by Fullock. Zebras still in possession.
Fullock well fought that, maintained possession under a bit of duress.
Comes out wide now. Simioy tries to get past one defender there, but can't do so. Zebras still keep possession though.
Looking ominous and dominant in the first couple of minutes here, Dom. We're just, something's got to be on the end of it for us to take advantage.
As Cardamone now holds the ball, looking for Guy in the middle. Doesn't get the touch though. Ball turned over. So Norman streaming forward. Ball coming through there now. Shots taken, but it's blocked there by Williams, and it will be a corner. First corner of the game for St Albans. So Zebras having all the play in the first 2 or 3 minutes, Joe, and then one turnover in the middle there from Guy. Unfortunately couldn't get control, and resulted in St Albans' first corner of the game.
Yes, a little bit of a slip up there from Guy in the middle, but nonetheless, early doors, we just have to defend this one. Dominic, big Nick Niagoran off the park tonight for Zebras, rested after his heroic efforts on Tuesday night. So young Jacob Fuller comes in for his first start for the club.
Oh, he snuck one in, front post, and it's in there. St Albans take the lead.
Early goal. All to fight for.
We're down there early, and just trying to confirm the goal scorer there.
Not quite sure, but the ground announcer will probably just announce that goal.
I think it's
St
number
Albans Saints.
15 who scored that one there for St Albans. Yeah, I can see.
And that's Joseph Monick. Joseph Monick for St Albans. A bit unfortunate. One slip up causes a little bit of catastrophe. Not much of an angle there for the header, so it was a pretty brazen attempt, and it paid dividends.
It did. So Zebras down early. Ball gets taken now.
That might give us the spark we need.
Early goal here. A couple of minutes in. Could have been more than a couple of minutes. And unfortunately off that set piece there. There's a front post corner and Monic for St Albans getting a head on it. And unfortunately sneaked past the goalkeeper there on the front post. As Zebras now in the middle of the park, still holding possession. Fullock with it, trying to bring it down. Tries to link up with Devitt. Can't keep possession though. St Albans still with the ball. Fullock comes across, puts a foot in. No, that's Arnold Zhu who put the foot in there, and it's out for a St Albans throw-in. So not the start the Zebras were looking for here at CB Smith, but still plenty of time in the game for the Zebras to get back into this one. As the throw-in from St Albans goes over the top of everyone. Sadler there now. Goes to pass it back through to Jack Wester-Stutu. Puts it first time, and it's over the top of Sue's head and out for a throw-in.
He'd be a little bit disappointed with that young Jack not covering that post, and you've got to assume that the ball's going to be connected at some stage, and caught short there in the near post, squeezed it through, and be a little bit disappointed with himself, young Jack. Into the corner for the throw. St Albans can't escape. Goal kick this time. Much to the 8% of the game will definitely be played behind the light tower, so apologies for that, but we know that before the kick-off.
Zebras now still trying to keep position in the middle of the park. Williams, long one over the top, looking for the run there of Devitt, but overcooks that pass, and it goes out for another throw in there for St Albans deep in their defensive half.
So we just have to, just lining up a little bit different. A delivery into the front third so far has been not as controlled. There's no channel runs by Big Nagorian, so young Jacob Fuller probably plays a slightly different game. I'm sure the gaffer has organised the trip to be a little bit different to what it was in previous weeks. But if we're good enough, we'll react. And at the moment, I think we will react, but unfortunate to go down 1-0 already.
St Albans with the throw-in. Over the head there, but Guy brings it down. Claim for a high foot. Referee calls play on. Watson goes up for a header. Can't get a control there. Still in play there with the Zebras. Sadler just sends it long. Fullock up in the air there. Watson brings it back down. Zebras just trying to get possession there, and it's just bobbling up a little bit now for him. St Albans happy just to slow the game down and take the throw-ins.
Yeah, taking the early initiative, and they'd be well pleased with their effort so far. Bit scrambly. Zebras on the front foot, and we'll need to get back to parity to go on from there.
So Cardamone just over the halfway line here for the Zebras, grandstand side of the ground. Looks for his options forward, goes along, looking for Guy, gets a head on it, tries to flick it forward, can't find a teammate, finds Cardamone back again. Gets it under control, switches across, finds Williams, centre of the park. Williams with the ball now, long one over the top, looking for the run of Barfaros. He tries to get in behind a defender there, puts that pressure on, still with it, possession, Barfaros gets it. Gets a tackle from behind. Not sure what the referee's called.
It's called the free kick.
Free kick there. That 8% behind the pole there, Joe.
Yes, make no bones about it. 8% of the game will be behind the light tower. Apologies once again.
As I think it's Cam Watson, captain for the Zebras, stepping up to take the set piece. Ball gets distributed in. Some heads up there. I think it was
Cardamone got his head to it, I'd say. Well, it looked like Simioy, not quite sure from this distance. Young
might have been Arnold, I think there. No, Barfarosh.
Tommy Barfarosh got his head to it, but
just over the bar, or well over the bar there. So Santilli there to take the goal kick for St Albans. Like I said, they've taken the lead, so they'll take their time with this now. It's all for the Zebras to get back into the game and score it to get them moving a little bit quicker.
Yes, takes the gloss off the initial excitement about starting the game when those sort of things happen, but you can't afford any slip-ups at this level. On the march again at St Albans, this time cleaned up.
Simioy slipped there, but managed to get the clearance out. The touch. Zebra's getting organised there now. Devitt dropping back. So St Albans with the throw-in. In front of the Garni Coburg sign there. Throwing comes in. There's the goal scorer. Monic with it. Ball gets switched across the park. St Albans still with possession. Sue putting the pressure on, not giving these up. It gets past him anyway. Guy getting in behind there. St Albans now still sneaking behind. Ball comes up. Referee calls play on there. Not sure about the second challenge on Cardamone. Ball goes out for a corner.
Both boys went down far too early for the referee's liking, and play on for both, resulting in a St Albans corner again. So the issue is here now whether we man mark or whether we contest the ball. My option is always to contest the ball, Dominic.
Definitely, they want to make amends for the previous corner. So another set piece here for St Albans.
This time
high
it
one
goes
over
long.
the top. Jack up in the air there. Not sure what he was doing there. Zebras get away with it. Only just. Definitely unconvincing. Ball gets switched in again. Comes off Devitt. Look there now is trying to get around, but
St Albans smelling a little bit of blood here, a bit of susceptibility to set pieces already.
Yeah, looking very dangerous in the set pieces. Zebra's not able to...
we'll have to shore things up fairly quickly.
That was another one we were lucky to get away with there on that occasion. As Jacob Williams now comes out wide to Cardamone.
Body language suggests young Jack is a little bit of shock and awe still. Not convincing at all with that coming out. That'll have to change if the Zebras are to collect anything out of this game.
Barfrosh knocked off the ball. Referee calls play on. Has he called play on? Yep, it's gone for a goal kick.
Goal kick. Yeah, those set pieces unnecessarily damaging for us at the moment. We'll need to be more accountable in the 6-yard box.
Definitely. Yeah, the second corner there, Joe, that it was very unconvincing. Came out to punch the ball, and I guess the number of bodies in that box was what saved him there on that occasion.
Yeah, and ping-ponging around like that, it can go anywhere.
There's Santilli now for St Albans to take the goal kick.
Not much of a breeze to speak of, actually coming across the field, so fairly even for both sides. Guy gets the knock on forward. Full of chases, but St Albans push it out.
Happy to send that over the line. Halfway line now, Cardamone with the throw-in. Looking to go back to Tremaine. No, decides not to. Looks for his runs forward. Fullock making a run over the top of him. No, and there's two St Albans players there, so St Albans get the ball back pretty easily. Devitt putting the pressure on. Still St Albans able to clear.
Plenty of numbers behind the ball. They go forward and then they sprint forward. So
got checked there, and Williams going to go into the book for that one. Yep, there's a yellow card for him. That's his 6th yellow card of the campaign for Williams.
Yeah, sitting 9 behind the ball, 1 forward. As soon as that ball's launched, sent forward, lays it off, and there's 2 or 3 sprinting towards him. So no such fluency this time round for Moreland Zebras, given that we've got the bulk of possession. St Albans quite happy to play off the break.
So another set piece here for St Albans. Zebras getting organised, 18-yard line. Ball comes in. Back post drifts there, and it's gone in. Number 16, the goal scorer there for St Albans, Michael Grigic. And St Albans double their lead here at CB Smith Reserve.
We're just talking about the vulnerability on set pieces and the confidence of young Jack Wester Studi.
Not the start the Zebras wanted here. That's 2 set pieces now they've conceded from in the space of 10 minutes here at CB Smith Reserve.
Yep, not the start we're looking for at all.
Jake wouldn't be too happy with that. That's 2 now that he's conceded from, and Zebras all the work to do.
Yep, unfortunately, Dominic, it's quite apparent. If we're lacking that killer instinct at set pieces, we're going to suffer again.
Long one over the top. Williams getting in there now. Devitt, getting in there. Still with it, Devitt. Comes out wide. Gets a touch off St Albans. No, calls it off a Zebras player. Not sure how the referee saw that one, but from up here it looked like a...
Bit of a hushed silence comes over the faithful here. A little bit in shock still.
No, header out. Still looking for it. Williams with the ball now. Goes the long one over the top, looking for the run of Barfrosh there. Barfrosh.
Couldn't have asked for a better start, St Albans. Their away trip, and currently they sit 1 point behind Moreland Zebras on the league table. Not the start we were looking for.
Otuo Achipong there getting the free kick for St Albans. So St Albans with the free kick.
These are all the old antidotes come out now, Dominic.
Yep, definitely, Joe.
Did we go too hard midweek? Mm-hmm. Have we had enough rest? Are we rotating players? All of those questions will be answered by the end of the game, but currently it's not looking too flash. Arnold, too far deep for my liking this time. Sprays it outside of the foot, doesn't get to Devitt. St Albans put it out, and it'll be a Zebras throw in.
So
Arnold Sue's sitting a bit too deep for me. This time receives the ball. On the inside, balks one way, goes another. Going on a famous run here, can have a shot.
Takes shot, comes off. Oh, took a deflection there.
Took a deflection. Keeper did a good job to
keep that one there
in.
Santilli.
Yeah, Robert Santilli, quite experienced goalkeeper, taking no chances. His left foot hoiks it up and straight off the park. Hope you're enjoying the pitches wherever you're watching it. Our apologies for the troubled scoreboard as the Zebras currently trailing 2-0.
As Carter takes a throw in there for the Zebras, goes down the line, finds Devitt. St Albans still get possession though, still in play, and free kick there against Fullock there for the Zebras.
Still a bit of a stunned silent here from the Zebras faithful. Not really digesting the first 10 minutes of this contest. Long way to go yet. Need one to get back in the game and possibly progress from there. But St Albans won't be laying down.
So free kick comes in again, edge of the box, players go up, Guy wins it down for the Zebras. Devitt on the end of that one, trying to get the ball out wide to Arnold Sue, but can't get him.
Ooh, we don't want to, yes, and we conceded another one.
Yep, another corner there.
Another corner, not what the doctor ordered for Moreland Zebras. Not as fluent through the middle, Dominic, as we have been.
No, we haven't, Joe. Definitely has the midweek Doherty Cup had an effect.
Look, good athletes,
plenty
of rest. They look after themselves. There's no reason why that should be the major factor. St Albans
Sue comes in there with the challenge from the St Albans player and goes out for a Zebras throw-in.
Yeah, very tough on there. Dominic Fallow makes sure that Arnold Sue knew he's in a contest with that challenge. Cardamone.
Looking down the line now. Ball comes in.
Fullock gets a knock on, but no one in particular. We clean up the straps. He does a good job by the youngster. Devitt can't get around and concedes the throw in to St Albans Saints. Just can't seem to get that fluency through midfield. Guy's not been as influential today as he has been. Cameron Watson sitting deep, not really in the action. Cardamone made to work.
Wins it though, brilliantly done.
Not the greatest to touch. Puts Trey Sadler under pressure, and he bombs it out. Throw in for St Albans Saints. Bit more of a crowd starting to trickle in for this top of the table encounter. Not what the doctor ordered for the Zebras.
Sims now for St Albans with the ball. Takes the throw in. Looked like a bit of a foul throw there. Referee calls play on as Cardamone sees that one there over the line. Zebras throw in. So Cardamone looking for his option. Finds Guy. Back to Cardamone. Closed down Cardamone there. Guy still keeping possession though. Now to Sadler. Sadler across. Finds Astuti there. West Astuti there for the Zebras. Who comes back to Sadler. In a bit of space now, Sadler. Pushing down the ground. Looking for his options. Comes out wide to Cardamone. David de Cardamone here. Looking forward, nothing doing. Goes along one over the top, looking for the run there of Devitt, but can't get him. It shoots over his head.
Easy pickings for the defenders there.
Gets brought down now. Watson with it. Now, Sue goes across, finds Williams in the middle of the park. A little bit more space here now for the Zebras to go, but St Albans not giving the Zebras the easy option out, Joe. They're closing and pushing pretty high
quickly.
Up
They're pressing high up the ground. The front three are doing a lot of work to keep us boxed in a little bit. We haven't been as fluent, and that's why the midfield hasn't got into the game just yet. And we have to rely on somebody to win a battle to actually go forward, which is most unlike us.
Williams brings it down. Now back to West Astuti now. On one over the top. Looking for Cardamone. He's under pressure though. Nearly gets turned over. Sue puts on the afterburners there. Gets back. It's an Albans defender getting in there.
Just started behind the mark. Otherwise he was quick on it. Sadler knocks it down. St Albans happy to pump it away at every opportunity. Cardamone puts it out. And St Albans throw in.
For another throw in.
It's taken its toll, the two goals, Dominic. We're unable to set it into a pattern here.
Yeah, definitely has.
Barfrosh not in the game just yet. Nicky Simio's only been up the right-hand side only the one time. Pushing it back there, nothing says
Nothing
the referee.
called by the referee there, but
we'll take the throw instead.
Throwing comes in.
Not quite sure why that wasn't visible, leading with his arm. David Cardamone looking to get things started. Plenty of time. Belief needs to be there.
I think the Zebras are just as shell-shocked as we are up here, Joe, for the two
not
goals.
entirely happy with the body language, Dominic. Doesn't thrill me at this stage.
Cardamone with it now. Looking for his options. Goes back to Sadler.
St Albans are happy for that to occur. The front three jostle across.
I think we're missing, Joe, the runs from Timmins, Sean, being the late withdrawal from the starting lineup. You see his presence here is sort of, Cardamone's sort of a little bit hesitant to sort of push forward with Timmins, gets that ball and just goes forward and, goes through anyone in front of him, basically, So maybe a little bit of a difference there with him not starting. As Barfarosh there, trying to link up with Simioy, tries to get in there, but St Albans able to clear that one there out. It's come off a Zebras player. Their linesman pointing the other way. Not sure how he got that one because it looked like a pretty clean kick out, but linesman seen something over there.
Yeah, not quite sure why, but nonetheless, you're right, Dominic. No left-hand side movement, and Simioy's only been up a couple of times. We've just not as fluid.
As Watson now comes through the middle, finds Sue now to Devitt. Back to Arnold Sue here. Goes over the top looking for the flick through for Simioy. Didn't make his run though.
No, didn't believe it was going to get there.
No.
And Santilli has to. Santilli's made a meal of this one.
He has, and referees. He can't get sucked in here though. The referee. He's going across there. He's given the yellow card to Simioy.
Simioy. Yeah, these are the 1%ers, Dom, that they're famous for.
Yep.
We'd hope some cooler heads prevail here when we get on with the game without overreacting to too many things.
This is the break-in today for the treatment there. We'd like to thank our sponsors for 2019, Crocams, Degani Coburg, Keilor Collision Centre, Essendon Jeep, Landtrack Environmental Solutions, Nemcon Pools, Rosengull Wholesale Foods, the Metal Form Group, Mirabella International, and Fletcher Foods. So thank you to all of our major sponsors for 2019.
Yeah, without the sponsors, Dominic, makes it quite hard to fund operations at all levels, so greatly appreciated.
Just as we have the little bit of a break in play, the Zebras having a bit of time to just recoup and compose themselves after a start that they probably didn't even expect, Joe. We didn't even expect it.
No, but that's what makes it all the more frustrating. So the marking for that first goal, okay, luck or no luck, no one on the post, squeeze through between the keeper and the post.
Yep.
That's the one goal. The second one was also a set piece. They've got to be very disappointed with that. Some solid, experienced defenders, both in Tremaine Sadler, Jacob Williams, and Nick Simioy, and to be beaten 2 set pieces.
Yeah, it's
they can't be happy with that.
No.
Plenty of time to get back in the game, and one goal will get us back in the game. It's a funny game, football, sometimes. But a better start St Albans couldn't have wished for.
Not sure what the physio is actually trying to do there at the moment, Joe. Seems to be taking his time. Referees there sort of telling him to put a bit of a moon on. But
I think the fact that it's the goalkeeper, meaning that he's giving some extra time to get ready. Otherwise, I think he may have been asked to go off the field, but that's not likely to occur, and Robert Santilli must be in some serious pain.
Just trying to see how he's strapping it. You can see the clear pictures coming through there, and he's definitely taking his time to just strap in his upper arm there. I think it was where he got the knock, so not too sure what that's actually going to do, but it seems to be moving okay now.
He's holding his forearm by the looks of it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the strapping was going on the leg, but nonetheless.
No, going on the forearm, so.
Okay. Yeah, experienced goalkeeper Rob Santilli, so plenty of years of experience behind him. As we see the pictures there, right in front of the Perfect Timber floor sign.
Looks to be moving the arm pretty freely now.
Yep.
As St Albans take the free kick now.
And it is right behind the pole for our viewing purposes, but I think your pictures are coming through quite clear.
Free kick taken there now, long one down the park, airport side of the ground, and goes over the top of St Albans' head now for a Zebras throw-in. Simeoi with the ball now for the Zebras, looking down the line, looking for Barfarosh there. Barfarosh gets it under control. Still with the Barfarosh, ball gets turned over, trickles over the line for another St Albans throw in front of their technical area there.
There'll be some teams below us with rubbing their hands with glee at the moment at the prospect of Moreland Zebras being down 2-0 at the 10-minute mark. And the game at the moment a little bit stale and stagnant. Moreland will need to get into in a rush.
Katamoni, long one over the top, looking for the run of Zoo there. Can't get onto him though. St Albans go to clear. Watson now over the top. Now Fullock and Zoo combined into the 18-yard box of the Zebras. Goes in, goes to the left.
We get our first
cross,
corner.
And it will be a corner set piece for the Zebras.
Correction, our second corner for the game, and let's see if we can get. What was it, the second or the first?
Corner, because the
first corner. The other one was a free kick.
Yep.
Correct.
So Watson, I think, going across there to take this one. Asking for movement.
Something's taken his eye. One hand goes up.
Ball gets flicked in. Back post, it's in! There's the equaliser! And I think it's Tommy Barfarosh there, the goal scorer.
Ever the goal poacher, Tom Barfarosh is...
So there's a bit of afters there from the goalkeeper, and it is a goal to the Moreland Zebras.
Yep.
Tommy Barfarosh, and I think the referee, the linesman's actually seen something.
Hang on. And there's some discussion going on, not sure. Yellow card.
No goal. No, goal's been disallowed. Not too sure why it's been disallowed.
Well, I've seen everything now. Anyway, okay. You get no biased commentary on Zebras TV, so I hope you're enjoying the pictures.
That was all about there, unfortunately.
Tommy Barfarosh's goal cancelled by the linesman in discussions with the referees.
There was some holding there, but that was the St Albans player holding the Zebras player in the box, Joe, so I'm not too sure where he's actually...
Yes, that we are still in the contest. Zoo this time. Comes inside, gets a bit of space this time, looking to shape up. Goes inside, a short one for Devitt. He sprays it out wide to David Cardamone, who's made some space. He comes back inside to Devitt. He's going to shape up. No, he's just hanging on to it a little bit too long. He'll need to deliver at some stage for us to get some maximum result. Guided into the corner, comes inside again for Sue. Finds Guy. Loses it. No, doesn't lose it. Still on it. Guy shapes it out wide to Simeoi. Plays the early ball. It's behind the post. We can't see.
No free kick there. Barfarosh complaining. I can't see why the referee couldn't give a free kick there. Definitely going from behind. And now Cameron Watson going to go into the book, I think, for protesting.
And all doesn't bode well here for... I've got to say... And St Albans is still carrying on a little bit. But there's no query from our end. There's a Tommy Barfarosh free kick there that the linesman didn't signal. The referees decided that it's a free kick to St Albans Saints. Okay, the joys of Victorian football. And we say no more.
Ball gets kicked out now. Free kick from St Albans. Back in the middle there. Guy for the Zebras. Tries to bring it down to the path of Barfarosh. Nothing doing there though. Simeoi now trying to get it out wide. It's St Albans still with the run. Now going through. Gets past. Referee waves him on. Ball gets distributed out wide now. Zoo trying to get to the end of it, but too much on that one. And it trickles out for a St Albans throw-in.
I'm glad to see the sense of urgency Dominic's crept into the Zebras game. And it'll be something that we need to keep focusing on.
28 minutes gone here at CB Smith Reserve. It's the Moreland Zebras 0, St Albans 2. Yep, needed to give the yellow card there, and the referee's done well there.
So now I've got to say, Sunshine in yellow. Now he's in jeopardy here of ruining the game at some stage. He's handing out yellow cards like they're going out of style, and so at some stage, some poor guy is going to actually get something for nothing, and he'll be off the park. I hope not, because it's going to ruin a good spectacle.
So, third yellow card of the game there. 2 to the Moreland Zebras and 1 to St Albans.
Sadler doesn't get it through. David Cartamone makes good of it. Keeps going, knocks it over, doesn't get through. Sue was waiting. St Albans happy to go long. They understand they've got the 2-goal cushion, and so they should. We're getting a little bit more urgency in the play now, a little more belief.
So Wester Stutti now comes out wide, finds Williams.
Just to reiterate, Moreland Zebras have a goal disallowed. The current scoreline, St Albans Saints.
St Albans now coming through the middle of the park. Cartamone going to cut across it, still in possession, St Albans. Now he comes through, takes the ball, and brilliantly done. Trickles over the line for a throw in now for St Albans, halfway line. So St Albans with the throw in front of the grandstand here at CB Smith Reserve. Long one over the top, finds ahead of Cartamone. Sue brings it down. Can't clear it though. St Albans still in possession. Simioy goes to header it down. Only far as the St Albans player. Wins it back though, so Simioy brilliantly done there. Goes to Crouch. He's been elbowed. He's gone down, Simioy. There was an elbow there, but straight back up. Williams goes to clear. Finds Guy. Still in possession. Now St Albans with it. Now Zebras take over. Referee gets in the way and it's a free kick there.
St Albans not holding back in any of the challenges here.
Definitely not. So, free kick taken there by the Zebras. Cartamone now in control. Wins it back though, so brilliantly done there. Goes to Crouch. He's been elbowed. Finds Guy. Still in possession. Now St Albans with it. Now Zebras take over. Referee gets in the way and it's Sadler with possession. Assessing his options across to Williams. Williams in possession. Comes out wide now. Finds Simioy. Lets the ball run a little bit there. Still keeps possession though. Now back through the middle. Finds Guy. And then links up with Williams, and Williams is going to go across, back into the middle of the park now for Sadler. Sadler with possession. Now looking forward. Comes out wide. Finds Cartamone. Goes to take on one. Too much of a heavy touch there. Can't get control of it. Turned over. St Albans can't deal with it either though. Ball just up in the air. Simioy on the end of this one.
Anywhere will do for St Albans.
As Barfrosh brought down once again there. Referee hasn't paid him too many free kicks there tonight, Joe, unfortunately.
He's just received that first one in the first half.
Now back through the middle, finds Guy. Still in possession.
If you're hearing some
we're hearing a replay here on our headsets, Joe, so hopefully everyone can hear us clearly at home.
We're having some technical issues, it seems, with the sound, so apologies for that. I hope you're still enjoying the pitches. He's just received that first one in the first half.
Now back through the middle, finds Guy.
Fullock this time gets around him into a bit of space, doing a lot of work. Jacob Fullock, nice ball to the far post. No one believed it was going to get there, and it's a throw in for St Albans.
Hopefully everyone can hear us again now. We're back up on the air, which is good. So apologies for that technical difficulties we had a little bit earlier.
Yep.
Hope you can hear us all loud and clear now. It's still St Albans, 31 minutes gone, 2 leading the Moreland Zebras at 0. As the throwing comes in now from St Albans. Long one, once again over the top. Goes to clear it, and Guy caught behind there once again.
Oh, Jacob Williams should have gone there. Tremaine Sadler chasing hard. I thought Williams should have gone for that.
Yeah, I guess he needed to put the challenge in just to avoid it from getting in that area. And Zebras still managed to get away with it now. Sadler looking for his options. Comes out wide, finds Cartamone, and then distributes out wide to Zoo.
It's fairly evident, Dom, that they can hurt us on the break. They've got a couple of quick players in Monek, able to get wide and spray ball across.
Just a couple of times there in the midfield, Joe. We got caught out. Guy a couple of times there where that ball just got caught up in his feet, and that's where they've broken through. So, long one over the top there now.
Finds
Zoo on the end of this one.
Arnold Sue on the end of it. He's able to keep it in. Does so. Swings around on his right. looks for Guy inside, lays it off to Cardamone. Playing 1-2, and they doesn't get a bad ball by Cardamone on the last one. Can we keep it in? Luke Devitt doesn't, but it's Zebra's throw.
So Devitt with the ball now finds Guy.
Trying desperately hard to get some sort of fluency in our
They're
passing.
trying to, definitely, yeah. St Albans getting numbers back and just making it a little bit more difficult there for the Zebras to create some space. As the ball comes in now off the head there of Barfarosh, and unfortunately can't direct a header onto the target, and it trickles out for another throw-in, another goal kick, for the...
That's the sort of delivery that Big Nick Nagorian would usually feast on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping you're enjoying the telecast wherever you're watching from, be that Albury or be that interstate.
So Santilli with the goal kick now. High one up in the air. Cameron Watson gets underneath that. Wins a header down for the Zebras. Two try to get on the end of that one. Devitt now wins it. Still in possession of the Zebras. Comes out to Cardamone, who spills the pass there. Now goes all the way back to Wester Stutti. There's a bit of pressure there coming from St Albans. Wester Stutti, long one up in the air. Fuller trying to get underneath that. Referee's called. There's a linesman's got his flag up.
Got his flag up for Jacob.
He's called the offside. Fuller there coming from an offside
position. Been influential so far in the first half. The linesman on the far line, very influential. Disallowed a goal.
Pass there. Now goes all the way back to Wester Stutti. There's a bit of pressure there coming from St Albans. Wester Stutti, long one up in the air. Fuller trying to get. So with the ball Zebra now, Zoo trying to win the ball back, can't get that position. Cardamone gets a foot on it. Sadler there. And it just spills out. Luckily there for the Zebras, goes out wide, and Williams brings it down. Comes out wide. Brilliant ball across to Barfarosh. Zebras now into a little bit of space. Barfarosh with the ball deep into the attacking half there for the Zebras. Goes with the cross in. It's over the top of Fullock's head, I think it was there, that went up. Arnold Sue, sorry. And it trickles out for a throw-in, I think it is there for the for St Albans, yes.
Not a bad ball in by Tommy Barfarosh, but needed somebody at the far post to guide that home. And Santilli living on a little bit of luck here, beaten, we think legitimately, only to be overturned by the linesman at the far side. So Moreland Zebras feeling a little bit aggrieved. We've stepped up a little bit of pressure, Dom, but nothing smooth and Zebra-like at this stage.
No, unfortunately. So throwing comes in. Watson tries to get the ball under possession, can't get control, unfortunately. Ball gets cleared out, comes off the head of Cardamone, and it goes out for another St Albans throw-in. 36 minutes gone here at CB Smith Reserve. It's Moreland Zebras 0, St Albans Saints 2, with a disallowed goal for the Moreland Zebras.
My take on this, Dominic, is that we didn't start with the intensity.
No, unfortunately, we had all the possession, and the first attack that St Albans went forward, they scored from a set piece. So football's all about momentum and all about those one percenters, Joe. And unfortunately, Guy there getting in and. Referee waving that one there off. St Albans asking for the yellow card there, but referee just waving him away. I have to say, he did make a genuine attempt to try and win the ball.
We couldn't actually see. It's still behind the pole from where we're sitting. And you can see quite clearly, just behind that pole, viewers, is the press box. I'm sure St Albans will emerge with the ball. There we go.
St Albans with the free kick. High one, going into the box there. Bit too much on that one. No, still kept it in.
Good effort to keep it in. Put us under some pressure.
Timur doesn't clear.
Well, Jack off his line, and the right lob there was ordered.
Lines is called offside, I think.
Didn't see it. Not quite sure. There was a shot on goal or a chip on goal there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quite sure why I would have missed that, or if anybody else indeed was interfering with play. All I know is that Jack was off his line, and the St Albans player was well entitled to have a shot there.
So Cardamone now with the ball.
Not looking forward, and this is one of our problems here.
Yeah, it's always that backward movement and sideward sort of movement, and that's where Timmins in that position here on the left-hand side of the park, where he just always pushes forward.
Yeah, normally have driven forward. Correct.
Always looking for that attacking option. So Sadler now In possession, middle of the park, comes out wide to Cardamone.
He's got to come forward now.
Definitely has to push. He's got runners streaming forward. Guy being one of them. Devitt on the end of that as well. Guy controls it. 2 to beat. Does brilliantly, Guy. Now finds Sue. Now to Watson. Watson distributes out wide. Finds Simioi. Simioi tries to get the cross. It's blocked. Brings down the smother there. Comes off a St Albans player and it trickles out for a throw in there for the Zebras.
A bit more promising there from Moreland Zebras, but no cream on the end of it. St Albans Saints happy to bomb it away when they're in a bit of peril, and happy to try to catch us on the counter attack again.
So St Albans with the throw-in. 38 minutes gone here at CB Smith Reserve. It's a Moreland Zebras 0, St Albans Saints 2.
I would expect, Dominic, that if we're going to have any...
There has to be, yep, that's another yellow card there, and it's Otu Achapong with the yellow card there.
I'd like to think, Dominic, if we've got to get be in the game, we're going to get one back before half-time.
I'd say so, Joe, definitely have to have any chance there, but we saw it in the first half, Joe. Within 5 or 10 minutes, they were able to put 2 goals away, so it can change in an instant the game. The Zebras just going to keep pushing forward, just keep believing, and hopefully get this deficit turned around. As the ball comes out wide now, Barfarosh looks like it's changed sides with Sue.
Come out onto the right.
Yep. Watson now, middle of the park, gets checked late there, but referee calls play on. Sadler now with possession, goes forward. Devitt turned into a little bit of space there now. Looking for his options forward there. Guy. Back to Devitt. Devitt to Guy. Trying to find the pass there of a teammate, but it's cut off now. Williams in the middle of the park. Looking for his options forward. Probably hesitated a little bit there. Needed to go forward a little bit sooner. That ball should have probably gone through a pass earlier.
Simioi was free and tries to get him in at the back. Simioi picks up the second ball.
Gets into the box. Simioi unfortunately can't get possession though.
Can't deal with it. St Albans trying to play their way out, and they do successfully. Nothing on offer. Now it is. The run comes, but Williams well back. Wester Stutty comes over to pick up. Gets it going again. Sprays it out to Cardamone on the left. He's got to look forward. This time he does. Barfarosh looks inside. Nothing doing. Goes back. Zebra's a bit stagnant in that middle. Not as dominant as we have been in the last few weeks.
Still with it. Williams now to Sadler, centre of the park.
St Albans allowing us to take the ball and drifting everybody behind the ball at this stage.
Devitt there now with the ball, trying to get possession. Comes off him last and it trickles over for another throw-in for St Albans. Unfortunately, it's that stagnant movement, unfortunately, now attacking half, Joe. We're not being able to piece a few passes together.
The confidence gets chipped away early. Yep. 1 goal, 2 goals. You don't recognise it, but your body language tells everybody exactly what's on, and we're still looking rather static.
Definitely.
In the front third.
St Albans now with the throw-in. Ball comes off a Zebras player, goes out for another St Albans throw-in. So here's St Albans with another throw-in. Goes along down the line, only the head of Guy there. Devitt couldn't get a touch on, unfortunately. St Albans now breaks through. Only as wide as Simioi.
Collects. Goes long, probably too long. St Albans cut it out.
Still in possession, St Albans now. Comes out wide and Barfarosh wins that one there back for the Zebras. A little bit fortunate there to win it back. Now over the top. Looking for the run of Guy. Lets it run through. Here he goes into the 18-yard box. Guy. Looking dangerous. Ball gets distributed in the middle, but St Albans able to clear that one there out. What you could have done a lot better. Had a bit more time there, Guy, and just looked uncertain when he went into the box and couldn't find a Zebras teammate there.
He's thinking to himself while he's running. I'm on my left-hand side. It's not my favourite foot. Yep. I'm going to find someone's running in, and by that stage, that ball was cut out.
St Albans was able to get the players back and cut that one there out. As Devitt now links up, back to Cardamone, onto his left. Nice cross coming in, but dealt there by St Albans. Watson with the ball, out wide. Sue with the ball now. Can't get into the box though, and unfortunately couldn't get it bring down.
A bit more promising from Moreland, applying a bit of pressure now. They'll have to before the cusp of half-time. St Albans eager to deal with it as any way they can.
Guy looked like he got a bit of a push there, but referee calls play on. Now St Albans spills out wide. Goes the ball through. Push it up front there, and Sadler comes across and cleans up there for the Zebras.
Yeah, willing runner, the number 15 there for St Albans.
Joseph Monick.
The goal scorer.
That's definitely Joseph. They turn that ball over, they put the afterburners on, and they're through and looking very dangerous on the counter there, St Albans.
They do, and every time they do, there's 3 or 4 in support, which makes us look shaky. We've been able to cope with everything bar the set pieces, Dominic, which is quite frustrating for a football team. Moreland Zebras all to play for here.
St Albans with the throw-in. Barfrosh coming in there, lets it through, and Wester still to pick that up there for the Zebras.
You need to get some confidence back really quickly.
Distributes a short one to Williams. Zebras pushing here before half-time, trying to get another opportunity to put a goal on the board, and there's a little bit of a nudge there. Everybody couldn't really see much on that one. There's been more pushing than that from the opposition, and unfortunately, referees picked the softer one there.
A little bit closer to make that call. He looks at his watch. We find ourselves
43 minutes gone.
43 minutes and closing in on a half-time. Not a first half of football to be excited about just yet from Moreland Zebras.
There's a free kick there for St Albans. Drifted over the top of everyone and out for a Zebras throw-in.
St Albans, on the other hand, were quite excited at the prospect of being 2-0 up within 10 minutes, Dominic. And
definitely, yes.
Job was almost done for a half a game there for them. They'll be quite excited about the prospect.
So Simeon now distributes, finds Sadler. Sadler with possession, just assessing his options, still control. Now gives it to Williams. Williams back to Sadler.
Just wondering how much the late withdrawal of Sean Timmins on the left-hand side has altered
I'd say
style
it's
of
had
play.
a fair bit of an effect on the Zebras, Joe. As Williams now comes out wide, finds Simeon, cuts back into the middle. Now finds Guy. Turns one, tries to get past the second, can't get past him, unfortunately. St Albans now on the break. Now players streaming forward there. Zebras able to get numbers back. Devitt getting across there. Cardamone in front, wins the ball back. It's a free kick there for the Zebras. Intelligent play there from Devitt. Just managed to get himself in between the St Albans player and the ball, and
there was
position back for the Zebras.
no malice. It's just tangle of feet.
Smart footballer there, Luke Devitt, as he gets into a dangerous position there now, but surrounded by St Albans defenders. Comes out wide to Barfrosh. He's got the run of Cardamone, decides to turn. Now Barfrosh takes a shot, but it's easily taken there by Santilli.
Santilli eyes on the ball there and managed to get himself right behind the line and deal with that easily. Hoofs it out with the left foot.
High one up in the air.
Sadler doesn't get it
Underneath
cleanly
that,
away.
Gets his second header. Guy under a little bit of pressure there, being closed down, and Simeon, smarter head prevailing there, and just gets it under control. Now Guy with the ball.
Haven't seen those overlaps so far as fluently as we have in the past.
Sadler looking forward, trying to get the pass. Gets a 1-2 off a St Albans player there. Ball gets distributed in, and it goes out for a Zebras throw-in.
Lucky rebound for Trey Sadler there.
Just trickled over the 45-minute mark here at CB Smith Reserve.
A little bit of time for the injury to the goalkeeper. Oh, just snatched at it.
It did, unfortunately, and Devitt shot wide.
Probably had a little bit more time than he thought there, Luke Devitt. He snatched at that with the ball still quite high. Santilli now taking his time, realises that the 45 minutes is up. Referee indeed looks at his watch.
Haven't seen the board go up from the fourth official yet, Joe, so I can't confirm how much additional time in his first half we will have, but there was the injury to the St Albans goalkeeper, so I'd say at least be in the next 2 or 3 minutes added on.
He's called half-time.
No, that's half-time there. There you go. So half-time here at CB Smith Reserve. It's Moreland Zebras 0, St Albans Saints 2. We'll go to a break, Joe, and then after the break we've got a special guest joining us here for a interview.
Yep. Look forward to talking to you shortly.
Be right back after this break. about 10 seconds. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the halftime show here at CB Smith Reserve. It is the visitors, St Albans, that have gone into the break with a 2-0 lead. Zebras getting one back, but being disallowed, trail by 2-0. Joining me in the halftime show, we've got our under-20s coach, Frank Petrica. Joining us. Frank, welcome to the show, mate.
Thanks for having me.
Very convincing performance from your boys. Just a recap for our listeners, had a convincing 4-0 win tonight against St Albans. How are the boys looking this season, Frank? Just give our listeners an update. So, convincing win there against St Albans.
It was a really solid performance. We came out all guns blazing the first 10-15 minutes. I asked that of the boys because last week, even though we got the win last week, we sort of came out a little bit lacklustre. So I asked them, I revved them up a little bit and I asked them for a 90-minute performance, and I thought we got one. It was just very solid for the whole game.
No, very good. It looks like you've resumed your battle with Melbourne Victory again this season. They're sitting on top at the moment, but we've got a game in hand still to play. So they're 3 points, I think, clear. No, 2 points. 2 points clear. Yeah, and we've still got to play Melbourne Victory, I think, the second time this season. So, it's all on again for there. How have you seen the boys compared to last season? Obviously, last year, go and winning the championship. It's always hard to back up a successful season. How have you seen preparations this year compared to last year, or is it pretty similar?
Completely
Different?
different. Having won it last year, we came into the season with a big squad, a mature squad. I think half the squad came from the 18s, but there was a few that were already here from the year before. So we had a big squad, 17, 18 players of very good quality, and we sort of steamrolled our way through.
Yep.
Half of those boys moved on, so I think it's a half a new squad this year. It's a smaller squad. The seniors have topped up, so the seniors have a bigger squad, which enables me to have a tight knit small squad. Younger group, but at this stage last year, I think we got more points this year.
There you go. Yep.
Melbourne Victories pulled their heads out the sand.
A little bit. Yep.
We're travelling good.
No, it's good.
It's about teaching the boys.
Yep, definitely.
Player education, giving them the tools that hopefully become simple players.
Yep.
And showing them how to play different styles. Even in today's game, we started with a high press.
Yep.
Halfway through the first half, we dropped out and defended the middle third, and weren't trouble getting away. So just trying to teach the boys how to play in different modes, different styles of games, so
Yep.
that aware when they get to senior football, if I'm not coaching them, someone else is coaching them, they've seen.
They're prepared, pretty much. Definitely. Any players or particular players that you've seen that have stepped up, or new players have come in that you've thought, wow, this boy's sort of got a little bit of potential? Anyone in particular, or is it just a great team effort so far?
I think they're all good.
Yep. No.
They're all good. I just tell them it's the little things we ask them to play a certain way in the 20s. Chris and myself, just move the ball quickly, be capable on both sides of your body. It's not, we don't expect one player to be the player to be dangerous. And as the season goes through, some players play better than others on given days, and they all contribute.
Yeah.
If we're going to be successful, everyone has to contribute.
Definitely.
It's your turn, you've got to go.
No, exactly right. It does look, it is very entertaining, Frank, I should say, from up here in the commentary box. It's always a pleasure watching the under-20 boys, and we wish them all the best and wish you boys all the best of luck for the rest of the season. We'll hopefully have a chat to you at the end of the year, Frank, with a back-to-back championship, hopefully. So, definitely. Frank, thank you for joining me tonight on the show. We'll go to another break, and when we get back, we'll resume the second half here at CB Smith Reserve. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As the players make their way out to the parks, the Zebras all out nice and early out of the change rooms, and all to do in this half, Joe.
That's a good sign that they're out nice and early, trying to keep themselves warm. St Albans, of course, don't really mind that. You wait for us because you can't play the game without us, and we're winning 2-0. So the tactics are there for all to see. St Albans quite happy with their 2-0. Moreland keen to make this work. St Albans are here now. There's no denying it, Don.
Nope.
Backs against the wall at this stage. Some of the quality that we think we have is surely got to come to the fore.
Definitely, as Zebras make their way out there, so really need to score within the first 5 or 10 minutes if there's anything there, Joe. And it looks like there's going to be a substitution for the Zebras. Rashid Mahazi, preparing himself to come on, and I dare say I can't see Guy out there at the moment, so it's going to be the substitution by the Moreland Zebras, just signalling their intent for this half, and really need to go out there and put it all on the line now, Joe.
I think so. I mean, it was quite obvious. It's just a little bit below par.
Yep.
He had a tremendous month, but that's football.
I think, yeah,
We're all guns blazing.
as
You'll hear the ground announcer announce that.
confirmation of that substitution. Yep, Guy, number 28, Guy coming off. Been replaced by number 22, Rashid Mahazi, making his comeback for the Zebras.
Substitution for Moreland Zebras coming off. Guy, number 23 coming on. Number 22, Rashid Mahazi.
Rashid will be fairly keen to get back involved in the thick of it.
As St Albans gets us underway.
I'm suggesting we go forward at a fast rate. I'm not seeing them.
I'd say so, Joe, definitely.
St Albans, on the other hand, will be keen to put another one past us to give themselves surety of the league points.
As Simio gets a toe on that one, ticks it over the touchline. St Albans take the throw in. They'll definitely take their time with set pieces and throw-ins, especially with the 2-0 lead. As Otwo Achiambong with the ball, takes the throw in. Over the head there of a teammate, St Albans is Barfrosh, I think it was there, that sends it forward. He's got hands all over him, Fullock, and a free kick there for the Moreland Zebras.
Josip Konyiet all over Fullock there. Zebras gain possession. Mahazi attempts to switch, doesn't get there.
Can't find a teammate, unfortunately, as Devitt pushes forward, trying to put the pressure on. Cardamone brings it down into space there. Fullock with the ball now distributes out wide. Sue's coming in there, and referee calling play on there.
Nothing doing.
Nope.
Arnold Sue ran into the box, just a bit off balance. I thought went down probably a fraction too easily.
He didn't remonstrate too much, Joe. I think he realised that he lost his footing there, unfortunately, as the ball gets crossed in. Barfrosh with the header, and it's just wide of the goal there.
That was it.
Yep, needed to go across the goalkeeper there, Joe. He had the whole left-hand side of that goal open there, and he tried the near post, and unfortunately he needed to go across the goalkeeper. And early chance there, squandered by the Zebras.
Our signs are good nonetheless, Scott.
Definitely.
The early goal that could set us on our way. We just need to keep up more of that enthusiasm and that belief. Mahazi switch is pointing and speaking out, so
Yeah, definitely a little bit more vocal in that midfield, Joe. We saw in that first half that we were getting it turned over there a little bit too easy, so hopefully Mahazi, with the introduction there of him, we can get it under control. As Barfrosh now comes out wide, still in possession with it. Barfrosh goes from behind, goes to cross it in, and ball comes off St Albans' player. Early corner for the Zebras, so a little bit of a different intent now from the Zebras, pushing forward. A couple of early chances here now. Watson makes his way across to take the set piece.
there's an air of anticipation here amongst the crowd because Moreland Zebras look to get back in this game.
So Watson with the quick corner taken. Not dealt with though by St Albans. Now it does.
We can't do anything with it, they hook it away. Cardamone knocks it out, Simio will collect, doesn't get a good foot on it, makes it hard.
Mahazi there goes in, slides in, can't win possession. No, Zebra's still in possession with it now. Devitt now comes out through the middle of the park. Devitt distributes out wide to Cardamone with the ball.
Moreland started off on top in the second half, just need to get some reward for the result.
Definitely, as Sue now links up with Devitt. Devitt goes to turn, gets checked there, and it's a free kick there. As Sue on the end of it, waits for Watson to come across. Yep, Watson will take the free kick down for the Zebras. Simio streaming forward, a little bit of vacant, plenty of space here for him.
Jacob Williams on his own here was
Now goes forward. Williams got a deflection there on the kick there. Can't get the direction on that one. Mahazi will clean that one there up for the Zebras. Now finds Williams. Williams with the ball. Looking for the run through. Full look into the path of Simio, who flicks it up in the air. Barfrosh goes to contest. St Albans still with the ball. Watson into the path of Barfrosh. Full look turns, and quick turn there, and unfortunately wide of the mark there once again for the Zebras. Early signs looking good though, Joe.
Signs of pressure by Moreland Zebras, and Tilly taking his time.
Definitely taking his time there.
St Albans just keen. 9 behind the ball for the first 5 minutes for St Albans as they aim to protect this 2-goal lead. Moreland Zebras hell-bent getting back into the game.
Santilli distributes, goes out wide only as far as Sue for the Zebras. Now to Mahazi, middle of the park. Mahazi takes one touch, gets past one defender, can't get the ball, still in possession though, tries to go out wide. Sue does well to win possession for the Zebras. Cardamone with it.
On his non-preferred side, he's got to look inside as a result, does a backflip, pretty wet, and then comes out again, still on his wrong side. We've got to come across.
Sadler
Looks nicely there by Tremaine Sadler, doesn't usually make those mistakes, but come out of it luckily enough with Jacob Williams bringing it up on the right. Looks extreme right again with Simui. Looks inside, decides to go back. St Albans, plenty of players behind the ball.
As we push forward now, Cardamone with it. Attacking half for the Zebras. Looking for his option there.
Space on the far side here. Doesn't get the ball. Again, Cardamone on the wrong side. Body shape all wrong for the left side position on 2 occasions there, David Cardamone. He's got to go forward.
Williams now taking the ball, going a little bit forward, try to get past, loses his footing, no, can't get the pass, turned over. St Albans in attack now.
Plenty of numbers back, you should be able to deal with this.
Mahazi here.
1-on-1, stands up. Oh, he's given away a free kick, just collected the big central striker. And they'll get the result for a free kick.
Yeah, fortunately missed the ball completely there on our challenge, and results in a St Albans free kick in a dangerous situation, in a dangerous spot here for the Zebras. We want to make amends and make sure that we defend this one now.
And Hoda stands over it for St Albans Saints. Their first real set piece issue. The Zebras must deal with this. Great ball.
Where's the Sooty pick that one up there?
West Sooty onto it early. He needed to be.
Rolls it out to Sadler. Sadler to West Sooty now. Looks for his options and now finds Williams. Williams with possession. Tries to get the pass across Williams, unfortunately doesn't get it through.
2 occasions this time, sprays it. They get the lucky rebound. We clean up. Cameron Watson.
Handball there, definitely handball. Quick one taken.
Too quick.
Devitt not prepared for it, unfortunately.
He wins the 50-50 and causes the turnover for a Zebras throw. So a bit more urgency about the whole Moreland Zebras team at this stage. Marzi's instilled that little bit of passion, possibly lacking in the first half. Down the line, Barfrosh gets out muscle.
Comes off a, St Albans player there for another Zebras throwing. So Simio with the ball now for the Zebras, looking for his options forward. Goes to Fullock, who brings it down. Still in possession, Fullock with it. St Albans player stopped, thinking the ball had gone out, but Fullock still going forward.
Showing a clean pair of heels is Fullock. Gets his space out, delivers a nice ball across.
Santilli there couldn't, nearly spilled it.
Very visually there, Santilli. Gets onto this one. Goes long. Tremaine Sadler gets his head to it, not particularly well, and nodded back to West Sooty by David Cardamone, who receives it again on the left. He's got to go forward. Does so this time. Arnold Sue goes inside, turns over.
Couldn't find Watson there, unfortunately. Turned over. St Albans now, streaming forward. Numbers coming through the middle there now. Looking for the ball to come through. And Cardamone wins it back for the Zebras, I think it was. No, it's Arnold Sue. And tripped there from behind, and referee calling the free kick there.
Saw very well if we were level points, but we're not. The area of expectation is well and truly here as Moreland Zebras look to get themselves back into the game.
Out wide to Barfrosh now. Barfrosh with position.
Can he go round? He pushed sideways. And
Wins a corner.
Wins a corner.
Brilliantly done there.
Happy with what we're seeing. The final touch touch needs to be there, Dominic.
Definitely does, Joe. But different Zebras team in this second half, streaming forward and creating some opportunities. It's not going to take too long for us to be able to get that.
Substitution here.
Coming off number 6, Luke Devitt, being replaced by number 5, Matthew.
Oh, it's Matt Watley.
Matt Watley coming on.
This will be interesting to see the positionals. Maybe Jacob Williams is going to push into midfield, and Watley's going to go to centre half.
Definitely, I think so, Jay. Yeah.
Devitt coming on number 5, Matt Watley.
Gets his head to it, Watley.
Williams just over the bar. Another chance here for the Zebras.
Watley first effort for a few weeks being injured has come back in, and first attempt at the ball was winning a header from the corner.
Let's see how they've set up here now. So Watley pushing back there. So Katamoni going forward into the middle. Yep. Yes. So Katamoni pushing into that midfield role with Watson and Mahazi, and Tremaine Sadler pushing out wide. Watley coming into that centre back role. So Santilli taking his time.
He's got a few positional moves at his disposal, Diamichis, so he can use those with a bit of fluency. We haven't lost much. We won't have lost anything at all. Just gained some firepower on the left-hand side.
There's Watley now.
He's more central, Cardamone. I think Arnold Sue's standing out right, so maybe Cardamone's pushed forward to the middle of midfield. Angling to get a strike away, I'd say.
Watley with it now, pushing forward. Now flicks there, but Cardamone had his back to the ball. Didn't see the pass coming through.
There's a bit of peril now. No, Watley
Yep, calm head prevailed there, and Zebra's able to get that position back.
It's got to come out quickly, but we dawdle. We go inside and put us a bit of pressure. Mahazi deals with it pretty well, gets the free kick as he scragged back. But rather a poor pass selection from Jack Westerstudi. 2 players out to the right, free and clear. Ball to the middle was not the ball required.
No, definitely not. Had the options out wide and should have gone out there first up.
Rashid Mahazi's just explaining.
No, referee actually asked him to go across there, so it was must have said something colourful to the St Albans player. Wasn't happy being held there, and so he should be. Referee needed to.
No yellow card.
No, it wasn't. Should have been.
Should have retracted a yellow card.
Definitely. As Sadler now with possession. Comes into the middle. Cardamone now back to Williams. Williams in the middle of the park still for the Zebras. Takes a couple of touches forward. Goes along the ground looking for the pass to Watson. Can't get that, but Mahazi wins it back. Now Cardamone. Comes out wide to Simioi. Simioi one to beat. Gets himself on his left. Turns back in again. Still with it. Simioi can't keep possession, but wins it back to Cardamone. Back to Mahazi. Now Williams. Was going to switch across, but now comes out wide. Finds Barfarosh. Barfarosh with the ball now. Goes to cut back in. Can't get the pass though, and there was a poor pass there from Barfarosh. Brilliantly won back by Cardamone, but it's turned over. They do. Yep.
Straight back again. This time. Westerstudi goes to the right.
Watson there linking up with Fullock. Now to Mahazi. Gives it out wide to Sadler. Now turns in Sadler. Takes a few touches forward. Finds Fullock there now. Comes! And it's just wide there of the mark. And it was...
That's where Dave Cardamone's been deployed. That's where he should
That he should be. Definitely, Joe.
No good being him on the right because his natural running tendencies for him to go backwards if he's in the wrong side.
So another shot there from the Zebras. Definitely putting the pressure, and unfortunately not getting any reward for all this forward pressure the Zebras early in this half.
We headed to the 57th minute.
Yep, in the 58th minute now, actually, Joe, we're in.
Zebras looking to get one back on the board. Gives us a fighting chance. Watson up well. They can't deal with it yet, St Albans.
Still not with it. Mahazi going in for the challenge here. Oh, that's a soft one there. He's lost his... Yeah, it was a little bit frustrating there, Joe, unfortunately.
Frustration all over this game, and the referee is essentially going to make a diagnosis.
Yeah, as a goalkeeper, don't like his medical credentials there, Joe. Definitely do.
Great character in the game.
As St Albans player comes across there now.
The physio sprints out to...
Yeah, call that more of a light jog than a sprint, I think, Joe. Wasn't really sprinting out there.
Just take a check.
This is we
Every minute counts here for St Albans Saints, as every minute counts for Moreland Zebras. As we look forward to the next onslaught. Taking a little breather now. Sure, St Albans still arguing the toss here, St Albans.
free kick there.
Goal cushions gives them that arrogance, as Joseph Conyet there just speaking his mind.
So St Albans to get us back underway here. Free kick in the defensive half.
And be 2 minutes of time on just there.
So goes well out wide, sprays it off the side of the boot. Referee saying to stop because his teammate's still in the park. This is just more of a time wasting play, I think now, Joe.
This is another minute. These are the half percenters, Dominic.
Yep.
Football clubs, football teams employ. It's okay if you're on the right side, but if you're on the wrong side, it's quite irritating.
Frustrating, definitely. Ball gets distributed well out wide there. Still kept in possession though. Williams sends it out. Mahazi gets a touch. Can't find Barfarosh though.
Too heavy. Barfarosh to keep him inside. Referee waves the player back on.
Throw in taken there now. And ball trickles over the line. Zebras throwing. Simeoi coming across. Take it quick there for the Zebras. Got to get a bit of a move on now. Still a fair bit of time.
Desperate to get back in the game here with a goal.
And ball trickles out. Another throw in for the Zebras. Simeoi with it. Cardamone in a bit of space there. Simeoi finds him. Headers into the middle of the path there of Watson. Watson now. Out to Watley. Watley takes a touch. Put under pressure though. All the way back to Wester Stuti now. Williams with possession. Back to Watley. Run there from Sadler, but really want to see him receive the ball there. Need to push it down the line a little bit. But Zebra's still pushing forward. Zoo with it. Tries to find Sadler. Zebra's turn it over. St Albans with the ball now. Long one over the head of... Oh, came over Sadler's head, and luckily Watley got a foot to that one, but Simeoi gets the ball back in the middle of the park again. Watson brings it down. Williams looking to distribute with it. Williams takes a few touches, goes forward. Still with it, Williams. Given a bit of room, so decides to go a little bit forward now. Sadler still in possession. Back to Watley. Zebras just trying to set themselves up again.
Lost that forward thrust. I think we're just taking a little bit too much time.
Yeah, just giving St Albans time to get Mummers behind the ball. And there's a turnover. Yep.
This is the danger. Luckily we get it back.
Mahazi recovering there. Now comes out wide to Sadler. Then he pushed forward a little bit more now. Linking up with Zoo now out wide. Zoo with the ball. Now flick back to Sadler. Sadler. Back to Watson. Watson delivers the ball in. Barfarosh jumped a little bit too early there, unfortunately, over his head, and goes out for another St Albans goal kick.
It's frustrating watching. Dominic, I can imagine the supporters waiting with bated breath to give them something to cheer about. Just lost that little look in the last few minutes.
We have the last few minutes, Joe. Definitely the free kick there and stoppage in play hasn't helped the Zebras, unfortunately.
Missed that golden opportunity on both sides of the post early on the first few minutes.
Santilli with the goal kick now for St Albans.
Milking that extra 30 seconds at every opportunity, as is entitled to do.
High up and under there from Santilli. Only as far as Williams, who puts it up high in the air again. Full look underneath that one. Gets a head onto it, but comes off a St Albans player. And St Albans just happy to hit the touchline. Mahazi to go there and take the throw in. Nope, Simeoi.
Young striker's got a touch of cramp there. He's done pretty well at his first starting hit out for the club.
Brilliantly done there from Barfarosh. Avoided the goal kick, and it's out for a St Albans throw in deep in their defensive half. So throw in taken. Goes long over the top of everyone there. Williams there battling out with the St Albans player, and it's Mahazi who wins it back for the Zebras. All the way to Watley now to Wester Stuti. Comes out wide to Sadler. Goes to turn in. Back to Jack Stutty once again. Hesitated a little bit there too much. Gives it to Williams though. Shorter option. Now back through the middle. Finds Watley. Going forward. Out wide. Sadler.
Showing plenty of patience. First rush is that the clock doesn't stop. Just time to go long. Bit of space.
So look, yep, directs it. Gets in front there, Simeoy. Can't win it back though there, Simeoy, unfortunately. Zebras numbers here though, so Mahazi. Brilliantly done, Mahazi. Watson link up. Mahazi to a little space there. Opened up a little bit there, the gates, but unfortunately couldn't get that ball across clearly, and Santilli able to cut that one there off. High up and under there from Santilli, coming off the side of the boot, and it's gone out for a Zebras throw. Simeoy takes the throw, finds Fullock. Fullock tried to do the turn, Simeoy was doing it, but wins it back for the Zebras, really done. Now in the middle of the park. It does. Fullock's down here, Jay. He's copped a knock as he's gone down there. No, it doesn't. Seems to be getting up okay though. We'll just have a look and see what the physio says. Yeah, it did look a little bit, yeah, he was just dragging a little bit there though, but definitely was the just for getting some treatment there. Get it. Yeah, definitely a substitution there, so not looking good there for the young striker of Fullock. He's set up there though, but
just looked a little bit unnatural, that foot position.
He's gotten up. He's hobbling his way off there now. Hasn't put any weight on it. Yep. So confirmation of that substitution now coming off. Number 7, Jacob Fullock, being replaced by number 8, Liam Cannell. So unfortunate there for the young striker there for the Zebras.
Substitution, Moreland Zebras coming off number 7, Jacob Fullock, coming on number 8, Liam Cannell.
There is, yes. So it looks like Barfarosh is pushed over into that middle position there, and yes. So all 3 changes now made for the Zebras. Unfortunately, that last one being a forced change due to the injury there to young Fullock. We wish him all the very best and hope there's nothing too serious there.
If your family's listening or watching, as St Albans go offside here. The youngster was okay, hobbled off on his own.
Yep, got up on his own, so signs look good there. Definitely.
Make sure he's okay. But we haven't lost our ability to slot into the correct holes here. We look okay. We can line up with this team from day one, so it's in terms of style of play, we should be just as good as we were.
Jack West unfortunately put under pressure and sprays it wide out wide there. Goes out for a St Albans throw-in. Not what we needed there, unfortunately. Jake just needed to keep his composure and just get that one there across to Simeoy. Simeoy had plenty of room. Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
Unnecessary to put yourself under that pressure. Watley has to knock it away. Does so. This time Mahazi gets in space. We can controlled it out to Tremaine Sadler behind the pole, 8%. Here he comes out of the shadows.
Now put it streaming forward, Sadler. Goes a long one over the top, looking for Barfarosh. Good pressure there from Barfarosh, brilliantly done there, and it goes out for a Zebras throw in deep in the attacking half for the Moreland Zebras. 68 minutes gone here at CB Smith Reserve. It's Moreland Zebras 0, St Albans 2. Dare say there'd be Yep, receives it.
Faints one way, goes the next way, gets Nicky Simoy in, has to double back, unfortunately can't go forward. Liam Cannell inside for Sue again.
Now to Mahazi, in middle of the park. Mahazi finds Watson, linked up well, Watson and Mahazi. Sadler, cross comes in, unfortunately just wide there, and can't find his teammate in Barfarosh.
The people who've come in, the depth is good, been playing okay. I can't say that we've been out-muscled or outplayed anywhere, but the two set pieces have cost us dearly, and we chased the game.
70 minutes gone here at CB Smith Reserve. It's Moreland Zebras 0, St Albans Saints 2. Santilli with the goal kick here, taking his time there. Sends it. Watson gets a head on, wins it down for the Zebras. Simoy sends it forward, looking for the run of Barfarosh. Can't get it down there, but Cannell trying to put the pressure on. Ball just up in the air. One to win there for Barfarosh. Does, but only as far as St Albans player there. Williams over the top once again. Still in possession, St Albans. Now go the long option. Up in the air. Sadler underneath this one. Wins the header down. Finds Cardamone, who turns brilliantly there. Finds Cannell. Still can't bring it down to the Zebras. Watson over the top. Barfarosh headers it down to the path now of Cannell. Liam Cannell tries to send it through to Simoy, who made the run, but unfortunately couldn't get past him. Quick throw in taken. Watson now. Still in possession, Watson. Distributes across. Finds Watley. Centre of the park here for the Zebras. Now comes out wide to Sadler. Sadler with possession. Looking for Mahazi. Gets turned, pushed off the ball. Referee calls, yep, free kick there. Watley on the end of this free kick now for the Zebras. Watson asking him to go forward. He'll take the free kick duties here. So Watson setting up. Watley pushing forward. A few Zebras players streaming forward. Watley over the top of his head. Idea was there, but unfortunately couldn't get the connection, and goes out for another St Albans goal kick.
Too good ball actually. Watley worked himself. The defender worked himself underneath it, and in turn took Watley with him.
Is a substitution for St Albans. Coming off number 16, Michael Grigic, been replaced by number 2, David Stokic.
Trading a defender for another defender.
Yep. 16 coming off.
Substitution, St Albans coming off number 16, Michael Grigic, coming on number 2, David Stokic.
There's confirmation from the stadium announcer for the St Albans substitution. First one there of the night for them.
Slotted into midfield. It doesn't look like he's in a defensive position. The new boy.
High one there from Santilli. Only as far as Watley. Cardamone flicks it over the top. Barfarosh loses his footing, unfortunately. Ball just gets cleared out there by St Albans. Still in possession in the middle of the park. St Albans. Zebras plays around everywhere, but still in it with St Albans now. Comes out wide. Simoy cuts that one there off. Now into a little bit of space. Simoy pushes forward. Zebras streaming there. Zoo with it now. Looking for his options. Now cuts in. Brilliantly done there by Zoo. Now finds Cannell in the middle. And free kick here off the ball. Dangerous spot. Simoy with the one going down. Now, referee needs to take some action here now. He's brought down. No penalty called there from the referee.
Zebras keen to take it earlier. It didn't work. The ball doesn't go out. Yes,
Now it does. Trickles over the line.
Right move. Probably off balance and fell down, not in the correct good position. Moreland keen to get back in the game. Plenty of time yet. They need to get that first goal.
Nice one over the top. Looking for Carter Moni, who runs into the space here now. Gets the header back from the St Albans player. Canal turning, trying to find a little bit of space there. Now finds Mahazi. Mahazi with it. Flick one over the top. Watson into a little bit of space here now. Brilliantly done there by the captain. Now, Carter Moni unfortunately couldn't get the cross in there.
First ball there. Carter Moni first time took it.
Still in possession, St Albans. Now looking to stream forward. Williams comes in there and cleans up there for the Zebras.
Don't look out of place, Dominic. St Albans allowing us to play, but they're protecting the 2-goal lead. We need to go forward.
Yeah, I think, look, we need that one goal, especially now, Jay, just to put that pressure on. And say if the Zebras were to score now, it would change the effect of this game and the way that St Albans is thinking about the game, and to really want to open this game up and give the Zebras a chance to get back into it. Watson now, quick flick over the top, looking for Canal, comes off a... he's then held there, Barfarosh, referee not calling anything there. And unfortunately, another chance, that's going to go down as another chance there for Barfarosh. We couldn't find it past...
Wasn't a lot of
Yeah,
pace
stretch,
on the ball. Certainly made it look like it was a super save, but wasn't a lot of pace on the ball at all.
Simioy lets that one there bounce. St Albans deep into the Zebras defensive half. Simioy wins it back for the Zebras, brilliantly done. Williams turns, gets around him easily there. Just trickles out, runs out of real estate there, unfortunately.
Didn't get onto that ball at all, Tommy Barfarosh.
We are always interested in the comments coming through for our Facebook listeners online, so we appreciate you watching and sending some of the comments through.
Yeah, I've got to say, Dom, there's plenty of rotation. It's a deep squad. Everybody's being managed well. There's no excuse for the midweek game. It's something we wouldn't be wanting to hang our hat on. But the squad is deep, equally well balanced, so can't really use any negative aspects there.
As
Being rested, a few players being rested, just haven't been able to trouble the scorer. And 2 set pieces cost us dearly. It's not that we're playing that bad.
no, definitely not.
I think it's a case of got to get the runs on the board.
Watson now for the Zebras. Still in possession. Williams looking for the run out wide. Simio a little bit too square there, unfortunately, but comes off St Albans player. Trickles out for another throw in for the Zebras.
Very happy to sit back, play one up front. St Albans, as is there, right? Barfarosh makes space for himself. Goes around to his right foot. Simio goes inside to Sir Arnold. Tries to get around him. Doesn't work. He's still on it. Bit of trickery.
Yep, no, goal kick the referee calls. The linesman just puts his flag up and says the referee's call. The linesman was in a better position there to call that one, and he's just watched the referee, unfortunately. And second substitution coming up here for St Albans. Coming off number 7, Matthew Kundari, being replaced by number 8, which is Stefan Barisevic. Matthew Kundari coming off there as he slowly makes his way across.
Certainly tradesman's performance by St Albans at this stage. Under flash, got the job done.
That's exactly right. Sometimes doesn't need to be too fancy, Joe.
This league football sometimes is like that.
St Albans Saints coming off, number 7, Matthew Kundari coming on, number 8, Stefan Barisevic.
There's the confirmation there from the state announcer for that substitution. Second one of the game for St Albans. As
Got to get the ball in a bit of action here. We're looking again for the middle two. Going short. I think we sort of lose the momentum. Square up again.
no, Williams decides to go the other way this time. Long one over the top, looking for the run of Cardamone. Given the end of this, I think Cardamone, there's a bit of a hand in the face there.
Hands.
Shot taken. Oh, it's saved there by Santilli.
Santilli proving his worth. Tender age in mid-30s now, but the journeyman certainly controlled that with a plum. That's the sort of play Salah has to do more of that, and all the forwards need to do more of that. Opportunity to shoot has to be taken.
Ball trickles out for a... Not sure what the referee's signalling here.
He's just a bit flabbergasted. Now he's got something on the bench. Now he's got something to say to the bench.
Zebras throw in though.
Canal not happy with the treatment there.
Yeah, a bit of push and shove there off the ball. Free kick there for the Zebras. Down at the edge position.
St Albans won the training techniques a little bit. They changed a little bit slightly. We can get a goal here, put some pressure on it, but we need to get the goal.
So Watson on the end of this free kick here for the Zebras. Players streaming forward.
In anticipation, Watson again, one hand raised. Nice ball delivery.
Brilliantly done. Oh, just over the bar there.
It's called offside in any case. Linesman
Had his flag up.
on the far side is called offside. So another disappointing outcome for Moreland Zebras. We've got to be shading possession at least 70-30, but nothing to show for it. As St Albans Saints, courtesy of a 2-goal buffer, the 10-minute mark, lead 2 goals to 0. Hope you're enjoying today's pictures brought to you by Rubella Group. Rubella International.
Just as we tick into the 82nd minute here at CB Smith Reserve. Zebras now streaming forward. St Albans player down, gets up pretty quickly there once he finds out that they didn't have possession. Referee stopping the game though. There's...
Carmone's taken a knock.
Yep.
Zebras with no more substitutions to make, so this will be a bit of a hit knock. Might be a little gash there, referee was concerned.
It may have been from the earlier incident in the 18-yard box where he got a... maybe like a finger in the eye, I think it was Joe there, unfortunately. So maybe the repercussions of that. But
It's not too perturbed. Anthony Murray's waved him away, so we're going to have a drop ball here, are we?
ball given back there by St Albans.
They resume their sitting back position.
Barfrost trying to get underneath of that. Couldn't do that though. Now Simuoi in possession. Turn Simuoi. Shot taken by Simuoi. Oh, off the crossbar! Die!
Santilli gave away as a goal, and it slams onto the crossbar and comes out. So, again, no luck for Moreland Zebras at the moment, but all positive signs as Simuoi gets forward to make some damage. Again, Barfrosh lays it off to Cam Watson, hasn't got the engine, looks for the sound, doesn't give him a great ball.
Doesn't, unfortunately. And St Albans able to clean that one there up. It trickles over the touchline for another Zebras throw-in. William Summers Cross gives it to Simuoi to take.
You think it's going to take that touch of brilliance from someone to get us back into the game, and Simuoi's just the man, just a ticket for that sort of thing.
It was all but in there. Unfortunately, Jay couldn't get it past that crossbar.
There's nothing wrong with
No.
the contest.
No, exactly. There's number 15 in there. You saw the player from St Albans just had a push to the face there on Marine Sadler. I'm hoping the Lions would have seen something there. The referee may have seen something.
This is the same thing that happened in the first game at St Albans. Referee's calling the linesman back. The linesman's darted across 50 metres.
I'm not too sure what he's going to see all the way from that side of the ground, Joe, but it's interesting.
The absurdity of there should be nothing going on. The ball's there to be played.
Not too sure what the Lions had seen across there.
I think Dominic, to be fair, he's saying, come on, sunshine, you need to get up. Santilli making more of a meal of it than needs to be, as is his right.
Mm-hmm.
And the pace of the physio as he streams out to see the victim is impressive. Farosh bemoaning the time we're wasting as the sprinting of the physio continues. He's filing her eyes only to be waved away. This is all playing into St Albans' tactics at this stage. Not much we can do about it, Dominic. Part parcel of football.
Yep.
Liam Cannell made the point there. The ball's there to be won. I'm going to try and win it. There's no need for the discussion with the linesman. The linesman on the far side still on the ground discussing things and pointing. I don't understand why the linesmen need to point or say anything. He's still on the ground.
The player wasting time here purposely. Referee's asked him 3 times to get off the ground. He's still not getting off the ground.
That's Jordan Wilkes.
So free kick there taken from St Albans there.
Wilkes gets waved on again. There's a bit of spice coming into the game all of a sudden. St Albans looking to stabilise things. Zebras looking to get back in the game.
Watson now. Nice ball in. Looking for the head of Barfarosh, but picked up there by...
Santilli's making a...
Definitely making a meal of it. Now he's gone in there. He's headbutted a Zebras player there.
This is time for the officials to get hold of...
Yeah, no, referee's lost control, unfortunately, here.
I'm not quite sure whether the Federation can see these things, but now he's explaining to him what he's up to. Well, if it's not on, Rev, you should have taken the ball off him by now. Bit of stage management by St Albans, and working to their credit and in their favour. Good on them.
Another shank kick there from Santilli. Trickles out for another throw-in for the Zebras.
This is all just chewing up time, unfortunately.
As we tick into the 86th minute here, 4 minutes plus stoppage left here for the Zebras to try and make something up. There's a long ball over the top, and St Albans able to clear that one there out for another Zebras throw-in. So Simioy takes a quick throw, finds Mahazi, turns into the middle. Now Cannell. Now out wide to Watley. Watley with the ball now, pushing forward, out wide to Sadler. Sadler with possession, turns back in. Back to Cannell, now to Sadler. Sadler still with it, now finds Williams. Centre of the park, Williams. Got a bit of room to move forward, seeing his options forward. A few runners going there. Finds the feet of Barfarosh. Barfarosh out wide to Watson. Watson was looking for the option out wide, but no one doing there. Still cuts into the middle, finds Mahazi. Mahazi distributes out wide, finds Sadler. Sadler now into the path of Cardamone. Bit to do here, Cardamone. He outs onto his left, goes for the cross, goes along the ground. Can't find a teammate though, unfortunately, and St Albans with the big kick out, trying to clear. Only as far as Mahazi, then flicks the header up. St Albans able to deal with that one there out and managed to get themselves out of trouble. Long way over the top. Simua couldn't judge a bounce, unfortunately, there. Now coming in from the back. Still with it, St Albans. Tries to turn. Simua winning the ball back there for the Zebras, and Williams sends it down the line. Barfarosh being pushed off and held. Referee calling play on there. Not sure what the linesman was looking at that time, though. And Santilli just wasting his time there. Santilli, long kick high up in the air, trying to find a teammate there. St Albans players managed to recover there in the middle. 2 Zebras around him. Simioy sees the ball out and over the touchline for another Zebras throw-in. Throw-in comes in now. Williams sends it long down the line, but unfortunately runs out of real estate there, and ball trickles out for another throw-in for St Albans. There's a bit of movement there on the sideline. St Albans will make their third and final substitution of the game. Ball goes out over the top there.
Tommy Barfrosh had his hands full with that Josip Konyak all night tonight. And it's been really given too much chance. He gets in front now, doesn't get in front, just runs out of energy. You see we're battling in the corner.
Still battling, and it's a
we don't
throw
get
in there. I'm not too sure how the linesman actually saw that. He was half a foot away from him there. Zebras player not too happy with it. Adamant that it came off a St Albans player's foot, and now St Albans is going to drag the time out even further here now. Throw-in comes in. And as far as Mahazi finds Barfarosh, Simua goes down, free kick given there. Not too sure what the referee was waiting for. Didn't look like Zebras were in any sort of position to play on, so free kick taken. Watson.
They call those the even up free kicks.
Possibly, yeah. There's Watson here now.
Very frustrating to the purists. If that's 10 metres, I'll go he. This time he pulls him back.
Watson now, free kick for the Zebras.
Great
nice
ball.
One in there. And can't get past Santilli, unfortunately. Header at the back post, and Santilli picks that one there up quite easily, unfortunately.
Yep.
Sends it now. And as far as Williams gets control, finds Watson. Still with it, Watson now to Simioy. Simioy distributes back out wide to Sadler. Sadler with possession, now to Watley. Watley looking forward, now to Sadler.
St Albans sitting deeper and deeper, and Moreland just can't penetrate with any space at all. There's another minute or so.
Substitution being made here by St Albans. So coming off number 11, been replaced by number 18. So number 11 coming off Adam Hador, being replaced by number 18 Ben Shaper. Just
as the stadium announcer announces the substitution. All playing at Santilli again, decides to switch positions. The referee in no rush to look at anything at the moment. It's alright, the substitution's just been made. Santilli milking another 30 seconds out of the contest, as is his right. Bit of a crowd around the ball at this stage.
Goal kick taken, Williams wins the header, goes forward, back to Williams. Now out wide, finds Sue, who then flicks it into the path of Simioy. Simioy now, quick one taken by Watson. Cross comes in, can't find it. A teammate unfortunately there. Zoo with the ball now, clearance comes out. Williams in a bit of space here now.
Just not there's jam-packed there with two banks of four and very hard to defend again. This time we get round the back of him. Simioy's got a chance here.
Comes off a St Albans player and goes out for another Zebras corner.
A lot of things have to happen in the next few minutes. Watley knots it across.
91 minutes gone here now. Didn't quite see how much time the fourth officials put up on the board.
I'd expect it to be a number of minutes, even as much
6
as
minutes.
5.
Confirmation 6 minutes actually, Joe. So
yeah, there have to be. There's a fair amount of delay.
95 minutes still signalled by the referee there. I just saw there's still 5 minutes to play here for the Zebras.
No rush for St Albans Saints. 2 set pieces at the moment stand between the points and Moreland Zebras.
Ball gets flicked on. St Albans still in possession. Now coming around the back, St Albans into the 18-yard box and just wide. I think it was a save there from
come off the Zebras defender.
Yeah, Sadler.
And to add insult to injury is just that. An injury to Tremaine Sadler. No more substitutions to be made by Moreland Zebras. And so, Dom, we find the prospect of being only 1 point ahead of St Albans Saints and an opportunity missed by Moreland Zebras currently after being 3 points clear.
Yes. Just opens up that
long way in the title race continues.
Definitely.
7 games after this one, 21 points on offer.
As Jack Westerstutti pulls off the save there, out for another St Albans corner, and Sadler remains still off the pitch, Joe.
That's not what we'll want to see.
In a bit of agony there on the sidelines. Physio has made his way across there, so he'll check him out. And
down to 10 men, Moreland Zebras, and time chewing away.
So short corner there taken by St Albans.
Bit of audio-visual trouble in the end of the game. Looks like it's been repaired. And again, throw in this is exactly what the doctor ordered for St Albans. There's 1 minute every time the throw-in occurs.
There's another free kick there for Simioi. Williams goes to take it quick. Goes long, looking for Karamoto, who gets kicked. Need in the face there.
Gets a free kick, but the damaging part is the time.
Good to see Sadler's made his way back onto the ground. Still looking a little bit worse for wear there, but great news and great sight to see him back on the park. The Zebras go to take a quick free kick there, but Cardamone staying down. Once again, Zebras, what to think there. Sponsors for 2019, Crocams, Digani Coburg, Essendon Isuzu Ute, Keilor Collision and Smash Repairs, Essendon Jeep, Landtrack Environmental Solutions, Nemcon Pools, Mirabella International, and Fletcher Foods.
Tremaine Sadler limping, David Cardamone off.
Flick over there, couldn't get the header on target. St Albans now go to clear. Comes off the back of Mahazi there now. Still haven't cleared St Albans. As Sadler puts a foot in there. Watson gets a flick over the top. Looking for a run of a teammate there, but St Albans now in a bit of space to break. Into space still St Albans, as Sadler sort of been half-hearted there, I think, on that challenge there. As Zebras managed to clear that one there out.
Disappointing night for Moreland Zebras. All to play for. In the lead in the championship run, 7 games to go. Plenty of points on offer, Dom.
Still 21 points here, Joe, on offer.
Have we got the cattle to keep going? We'd think we'd have. We'd have about 70% of the football tonight, but St Albans has done the damage early with 2 set pieces, and credit to them, they've hung on. Zebras have hit
Took
the
their
bar.
chances early.
Yep, didn't take their chances early, but they did.
And there's the full-time whistle here. Referee calling time in a disappointing night, unfortunately, for the Zebras.
Yeah, somewhat spiteful game at times, but plenty on the line for both teams, and we come up short today.
Zebras can't harp on with this result. Need to push on and move forward and look to next week's game, which becomes